or
Moderate.
moderate?
Moderate.
Okay, why it is moderate? What could be the reason for moderate? It was neither easy, neither tough. It's a moderate, correct? So what is moderate?
Yes.
Why it is moderate? What's the reason I'm asking, calling it as moderate?
It was lengthy, ma'am.
It was lengthy. Fine. Then was that a direct question? Or was my expected question from you? Was that a direct question? You could understand the question?
Yes, ma'am.
And answer exactly or accordingly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, fine. So appropriately, I see most of the answers were not unique. Correct. It was not unique. And the question paper questions were marked for 10 marks. Correct. It was asked for 10 marks each questions. So for 10 marks, what is the point required and what is your understanding? Knowledge level has to be projected there. It so happened more or less the common lines has come up in all the scripts. That should not happen. You should apply your mind. How to answer a question is very, very important. Fine. I think you know what I'm talking and you know what you have done. Correct? Irrespective of the question asked, you just blindly wrote. The last question was asked, why you prefer ferrocement instead of RCC at limited applications? You should have spoken in terms of material used, then application, giving an example. You remember this is what we were talking in the last class. Sorry, I denied. By chance it happened. We were talking about the ferrocement in the last classes. Correct. A section unit. What is the complication? There's no complication in ferrocement. It can be easily be approved or can be implemented with a high technology only just by improving the gauge. Correct. Improving the gauge and all that, not like ordinary cement. Right, students? That should have been your answer. Students. Okay, but the answers what you have given was not satisfactory. You have not read through the notes and you have not heard through my lecture. Most of you, you were not alert throughout the class while explaining about the topic, discussing. You could have written a well-defined answer, and I was expecting from few a very good answers because those questions were at higher degrees, not a direct question. It was asked with respect to lead and IGBC, correct? There were questions like lead and IGBC, correct, my students? How to answer such questions? And some students, I'll tell you, they have uploaded the assignment as an answer script. Assignment. Assignment as an answer script, students. How it is possible, students? Tell me. How it is possible to do so? Huh? They uploaded some assignment 2 or assignment something like that for the test question answer scripts. For the test answer script. Is that correct what you are doing? That is very much wrong. Isn't it, students? Your answers were not unique and it was not descriptive. Correct? You never spoke in terms of IGBC and lead. So there you may lose some marks. Okay? Okay, never mind. Make one more attempt. You have 3 internals to appear. Right? Next we'll continue with the ferrocement as a durability aspect. We'll talk about the ferrocement. What durability? What is durability, students? How do you define a durability? How do you define durability, students? 38 students are there in the class. How do you define durability?
Life expectation of a material.
Yes, it's an expectation, life or expectation of a material. Life expectation of a material. Correct. Or otherwise any other, that is also good. Correct answer. Then the performance
The property of a
ferrocement.
material to the property of a material to withstand harsh climatic conditions and wear and tear.
Yes, very good. See, one thing I would like to give a clarity, students. Ferro cement structure, it cannot be a material, right? So it is a element, correct? What are the materials which is composing ferro cement? Are the cement, sand, and water, correct? So composing all the material, it forms into a structure, ferro cement structure. Okay, student, or a ferrocement element. So this ferrocement structure depends to a great extent on its durability against the environment, right? You agree it is exposed to environment. Why? Because you say your buildings and all are being exposed to environment. It can be hot or it can be rainy season or anything it can be. Even though measures needed to ensure durability. How do you check durability of a concrete, students? In your laboratory? In a laboratory, how do you check the durability? In concrete, you have an acid test. You are aware of this? Acid test for concrete. You have to take a particular type of acid, you have to purchase and immerse the cube, concrete cube, whatever you have cast into a tray, and check for 24 hours, 48 hours, check the weight. Check the weight of it. Okay, that is the durability check what you perform. Even though measures needed to ensure durability of conventional reinforced concrete are also applicable to ferrocement. So whatever the concrete test you do, students, for durability, it is also applicable for ferrocement. There are 3 other factors affecting its durability which are unique to ferrocement. Unique means single answer. It is unique answer. Doesn't map with any other answers. There are 3 other factors affecting its durability which are unique to ferrocement. What are they? To cover reinforcement in ferrocement is very, very low. You accept this condition. What it is telling? What it is telling, students? Because you don't have thickness of effective cover. Do you have in ferrocement effective cover thickness? Something like that. Do you have any code books available for ferrocement? Yes, students, did you check? Did you check, students? Any code books are available with us? There are no code books till now. There are no such code books. If available, let me know also. So the cover of reinforcement in ferrocement is very, very low. Like in RCC, you find 25 mm, 55 mm also it goes. 65 also it goes for fire resistance, and hence it is relatively easy for corrosive liquids to reach. Yes, acceptable. It is easily corroded. The surface area of reinforcement is high, and so the area of contact over which reaction takes place and resulting in the corrosion is very high. Why do I say the students? Because for example, this is a ferrocement panel, right? This is a ferrocement panel, and I take one more color and identify one mesh, ferrocement mesh. Alright. So this mesh is spread entire length. So what happens? Every point you find the uniform thickness, and there is no thickness like 25 mm of effective cover is being provided, because the total thickness of the ferrocement itself is 25 mm, students. It cannot exceed this thickness. So we cannot get an effective cover of 25 mm, which is very, very much important against corrosion, which is very, very important against corrosion. So keeping this in mind, it is having a height of, great tendency to get corroded. Due to use of galvanized reinforcement, the zinc coating can react with the alkalis present in the fresh cement mortar, leading to the formation of calcium zincate and hydrogen gas. So the possibility of chemical reaction taking place between the galvanized means which is non-corrosive in nature, that zinc coating reacts with alkalis of the fresh cement concrete, right? Alkali, fresh cement has basic in nature. You find alkali is present, that is especially calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide is one of the alkalis present and forms a calcium zincate and hydrogen gas. Okay. The release of hydrogen gas on the surface of reinforcement. So what happens on the surface if this is having calcium zincate, take the word once again, students, or hydrogen, what is the word? Zincate, yeah, zincate and hydrogen gas. This is a formation of calcium zincate and hydrogen gas. You can release the release of hydrogen gas may take place, right? The release of hydrogen gas takes place when there is a combination of what type of mesh I am using, students? What type of mesh I am using? What type of mesh? It is a galvanized. Mesh. So when such a mesh is being used, this reaction takes place and there is a release of hydrogen gas on the surface of reinforcement and affects the bond developed between the cement mortar and reinforcement. What they are doing? They are debonding. They are not this property of calcium zincate. It will try to develop a debonding. It will not develop a bonding. It will detail the bonding, right? So detail affects the bond between the cement mortar and reinforcement. One second. It has been reported that addition of 100 ppm of chromium trioxide to mixing of water inhibits the product formation of hydrogen. Yes. So how to overcome this hydrogen? In your project, students, if you are doing this project, you have to use what chemical in water or in the mix? What is the chemical you have to use to inhibit the the hydrogen gas. How to stop the hydrogen gas? What should be used along with the water, students? 100 ppm of chromium trioxide, CrO3 trioxide has to be used while mixing the proportion along with the ferrocement and mesh. In the mortar of cement, sand and water, you have to include chromium trioxide. A more seriously difficulty in galvanic corrosion, which can take place when galvanized steel mesh or ordinary steel are in contact via the electrolytic solution present in the mortar. So what happens actually, this galvanized mesh and the ordinary steel skeleton. Now, as you see, this is a steel skeleton. You find this is a steel skeleton, right? And on this you find the mesh. Remember, on this you find the mesh. Obviously, there's a reaction taking place. There's a reaction taking place. Electrolytic solutions present in the mortar. There's a galvanic corrosion which is taking place. So these are all the disadvantages, and we have to overcome. Disadvantages means I should not stop using ferrocement concrete, but I should improve upon by using one or the other process to get out or get rid of this problems. So the reinforcement is protected from corrosion by the mortar. The reinforcement is covered from corrosion by the mortar cover, which may be damaged by external or internal cause. So mortar thickness, I said, students, this mortar thickness is hardly 25 mm. So that effective cover I don't find completely satisfying with the code of concrete. The concrete code tells that minimum starting only 20 mm, correct? For different elements it varies with the effective cover, so which is not satisfying the condition. The reinforcement is the external causes may be physical, chemical or mechanical, like weathering, abrasion and attack. There are many such regions which are causing the damages, right? So that is what it is being told. These are the external causes for the damages. When there's an internal cause, there's an alkaline aggregate reaction taking place. So this is the one important thing. How it is being caused, an internal cause for the damage is alkaline aggregate reaction, and permeability of mortar takes place. Permeability means the water can easily seep through. The water can easily seep through, right? The water, the permeability, you find some small amount of very negligible size of pores being developed. Therefore, the permeability increases. So that is the one reason, because of alkaline aggregate reaction taking place. Further, permeability of ferrocement is of significance, particularly with regards to water tightness of liquid retaining structures. Yes, permeability is very important, because I said you in one of the case also, water tanks are being constructed, students, right? For example, in your project, for your project laboratory only, you can construct a water tank using the ferrocement. So when such a case takes place, I should be very clear about alkali aggregate reactions, right? Alkali aggregate reactions should not happen. If this happens, definitely there's a pore generation, pores or the permeability taking place. So it is preferable not to use such a type of, or should be taken care against such reactions taking up. That is what it is being told here. Permeability of ferrocement is a significance, particularly with regards to water tightness of liquid retaining structures. Liquid retaining structures are nothing but water tanks. A better word upon that. Further, permeability of mortar in precast units for housing like roof and wall. You find, right, these are the precast elements only. That is not a cast in situ, they are all precast elements. Can cause penetration of humidity, resulting in corrosion of reinforcement. Definitely, I tell you students, when the precast elements takes place with the ferrocement using ferrocement, I cast a panel and if I use for construction, there's a not definite, but there's a possibility of penetration of humidity taking place only because of alkaline aggregate reaction only. There's no other cause, because that reaction will result in the corrosion of reinforcement. So it is better to how to overcome this. You may ask a question. It should be checked against the corrosion. The steel bars, the skeleton steel bars, and the mesh what you are using should be having a very good corrosive resistant action, and always use the additives. Use some additives or admixtures along with the mortars, which will prevent this corrosion. Okay. To protect the reinforcement from corrosion, coatings of vinyl or epoxy types may be provided. So this is one of the reason. And also it is been told that ferrocement marine structures are used. Marine structures, you do watch some channels, students, with they talk about geography and different channels, different inputs will be there. Different inputs will be given, right? So you can always look at that, and you can see some like you have tunnels in an ocean. What is the thickness of those ferrocement structures? You can always think of. It will be very thin. Why it is? Because thin, it is an indeterminate structure. How to get an indeterminate structure in such a case? Using a ferrocement. Precast element is being used. Okay. So one is a possibility to overcome this type of corrosion is vinyl or epoxy types can be provided. The coatings should have the following characteristics. What are the characteristics? Good adhesion, tolerant to alkalinity in ferrocement, good abrasion, impermeable to water, right? And should be non-toxic and suitable for the use by unskilled laborers. Yes, because when we are adding some chemicals, some toxicity will be introduced, which may harm our labors. So one should be careful using some gloves you have to undergo. So these are the possible ways to overcome the corrosion, right? Now students, tell me what I was talking all about. Yes, students, Dhanush Gowda. Dhanush Gowda? Dhanush Gowda in class?
Ma'am.
Tell me, Dhanush Gowda, what I was talking all about. On which topic I was talking? Which topic I was talking? I was talking about what? Which topic? Dhanush Gowda? Dhanushar?
Yes, ma'am.
Which topic I was discussing till now? Don't know? Don't know? Nirup? Nirup? Nishant?
Ma'am.
Tell me on which topic I was talking about, discussing, giving a lecture. Pooja? Pooja?
Ma'am,
On which topic we were discussing till now?
ferrocement, ma'am.
Yeah, in ferrocement, what topic? On what the discussion was made?
Durability, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Durability we were talking about. Nirop, Dhanush, huh? Where you all at? Now, moving forward, we have to talk about the mechanical properties of the ferrocement. See, mechanical properties means keep in mind you have a concrete, it will be subjected to 3 or 4 mechanical properties. You have a concrete cube. When I ask you to test for concrete, what you'll be doing? You'll be casting a concrete, correct? And you'll test for compression, correct students? That is a one test you'll be performing, correct? Yes or no? Now I want to test the concrete for flexure. What test I'll be doing and how the specimen casting will be for flexure? How the test will be performed. For compressive strength, I can just take this compressive cube, right? 150 by 150 by 150 mm and apply single load. I'll be using your CTM machine, compression testing machine. Okay. What about flexure? How do I perform the test on concrete? The same concrete, let me take it as M30 I have designed and I used M30 material and cast this cube. Now how to do with this flexure? For this you have to cast a beam, okay, design a beam, okay, using M30 you have to design theoretically, find out the cross section and define the length of the beam. Then what type of loading you will be applying for flexure? It is 4-point loading you will be performing. Why do I perform 4-point loading, students? It gives me pure bending. It gives me pure bending and very pure shear. Pure shear I get this. I get the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram here. So this portion will be zero shear. It will have zero shear and maximum shear in this portion of 1/3. If I divide the beam into 1/3 and 1/3 and 1/3 portion. So here you find maximum bending moment, pure maximum bending moment you get. Where the maximum bending moment is existing, there you find shear force 0. Do you get the difference? So I'll be casting a beam and applying the 4-point bending test. So which setup I'll be using for the students? Which setup I'll be using? I'll be using loading frame. I'll be using loading frame. So similarly students, you have to test the ferro cement. You have to test the ferro cement, correct? So to test the ferro cement, you have to demonstrate some physical test. So let us know what is that physical test you'll be doing. So one by one, within the elastic, at first, the ferrocement derives the unique properties and strength, subdivisions and distribution of the ferrocement. Okay. And there are two parameters, volume fraction of reinforcement defined as volume fraction of or volume of reinforcement per volume of ferrocement. That means you will be calculating what is the volume of ferrocement required and what is the surface area is very, very, very important. Specific surface area you have heard, students? Heard about specific surface area? Huh? Yes or no? In concrete technology, you come across this word, students. If you don't know the specific surface area, you don't know concrete technology. Specific surface of reinforcement. Yes or no? Or I'll ask you some question related to that. Specific surface area. If you are interested, I'll ask a question. If not, I'll proceed. Okay. Now, within the elastic range, ferrocement can be considered as an homogeneous material. What do you understand by within the elastic range? Within the elastic range means what, students? What, students, within elastic range? At least you can tell this, now. You know the answer. Stress is proportional to strain.
Rain.
Right. So within that limit, you see that we say that there's a homogeneous material distribution. It obeys the elastic properties. So keeping in that in mind, as equal to concrete, we perform the test. What are all the tests we perform? We perform especially a tension test or in terms of flexure. People arrive at this time. Flexure. Now, how do you understand the flexure? It's the same thing. Tension, I put that as a tension, don't worry, it is flexure. This is a flexure. This is a flexure. Right? Now, that is for concrete. Now we'll understand for ferrocement. Ferrocement elements being thin walled, they derive their strength and stiffness due to the shape and form of the element. The analysis of ferrocement element in bending can be performed using the conventional reinforced concrete theory. What is the conventional reinforcement concrete theory, students? Plane remains plane, normal to the neutral axis. Remember, cross section of the element remains same, which are plane and normal to the neutral axis, remain plane before and after bending. Yes or no? The same principle it follows, that of your concrete. If the skeletal steel is provided very close or at the centroid of the cross section, particularly it will have no contribution in the bending. Correct now? Because a neutral axis doesn't bend. Correct now? So only it is called as neutral axis. You find this is neutral axis. If the mesh is very close to the neutral axis, it will neither compress, neither undergo any tension. Correct, students? That is the reason. So, will have no contribution in bending and hence can be neglected within the elastic range. The cracking behavior, like number of cracks and their width, depends upon the specific surface of the mesh reinforcement in the longitudinal direction. Specific surface. Now tell me, students, I'll tell you one, I'll ask you specific surface. One simple question, maybe you should be able to answer. Fine. Now I take a box here like this. I fill up with a huge something around 2 mm dia balls, right? Dia balls. I fill up this with the 2 mm dia balls. Okay. Fine. Now I'll take the same container. And you're listening. You're there, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm filling with the smaller diameter balls. I'm filling up with a smaller diameter ball. Maybe 0.2 mm balls. Okay. Which one will have greater specific surface? Value. Let me call this as A and this as B. Which one? Whether A will have greater surface area or B will have greater surface area. You have studied in concrete technology with respect to cement. You think that I have taken cement only and filled with cement in this tray, and which is having 0.2 mm size grains. Which one will have a greater surface, I mean greater value of surface area, specific surface area? Definitely the finer particles has greater surface area, specific surface, whereas this is having a low value. So B is greater than A. What do you say? What do you infer with this? What do you infer with this? What do you infer, students, with this? What do you say? I'm telling B has greater surface area. What do you say with that? Finer the particles, finer the particle size, greater the what? Specific surface. How? Because the point of surface coming into contact is more between the finer particles. Correct now, students? Whereas here you find hardly few particles coming into contact. Right? That is how we define the surface, specific surface. So similarly here you can see where we were at. If the skeletal steel is provided for structure purpose, they will be located close to the tension phase of the element and their contribution to the flexion needs to be accounted. Correct now? Because when you are testing a beam, students, you have to, or any element like that, you have to provide the mesh in the tension zone, not in the compression zone. For example, if you are casting a beam like that, a small miniature of a beam, then you have to provide that in a tension zone. Typical design calculations for a ferrocement element having an open cylindrical cross section can be done with us. Can be done. Okay, it's more or less like your concrete design what you are carrying out. The same you can think of with a ferro cement. Okay, that is, I think this page has been repeated. Yes, page is repeated. Now going to the application. Did you understand what is you have only one mechanical behavior of the ferrocement only with the flexure. In flexure, what is happening? We have to place the mesh, whatever you are providing as skeletal bar and the mesh together in the tension zone when it is being tested for flexure, because more of tension will be at the below the neutral axis. And if the mesh is at the neutral axis, students, it will not contribute neither to the tension or the compression. Okay, that has to be very clear. And regarding specific surface, it all depends upon the value, the material size. It all depends upon the material size which it comes in contact with the mesh, right? Which it comes in contact with the mesh. Even the specific surface area will contribute towards the flexural strength. Now coming to the next applications. What are the majorly you find this marine applications and terrestrial applications. What are the applications? Let us understand. Even not only, I mean overall they are put, whatever the applications you find in the marine or terrestrial, they are put it in a two forms. Okay. In submarines you find in recent years ferrocement has received attention as a material for terrestrial uses in housing, agriculture, farm water, carriage, grain storage, irrigation. Many such applications can be seen or widely can be observed, because it can be seen, students, you find this Karnataka Housing Board. Have you heard about Karnataka Housing Board? Initially it was existing. When they started long time in 1990, I'm talking about 1990, 1990, year of 1990, they started with the construction of housing facility to provide, but they wanted an immediate construction to take up. So then they started with the planning of using of ferro cement. But it could work out as a precast element and as a ferro cement element, because ferro cement, when I'm talking about students, only the reinforcement differs. In ferro cement, I'm using only the skeletal bars and the mesh. But if you're talking about the precast elements, I'm not using any skeletal mesh. I'm using an ordinary conventional reinforcement. There only it differs, right? In a housing construction by KHB, they provided all the small steps, small chedjas or projections, whatever you see at the windows or doors, and the shelf to be provided inside the house, or any shops or the storages. You find these ferro cements to be effectively used, right? Because of a quick generation or quick production of these structures. Ferro cement is well suited for prefabricated housing components like wall, etc. because these are all been industry made, students. Industry made. It is all industry made, and it can be done very quickly at a faster rate. Roof, and because they have been developed individually as an individual element, they have been developed, and they are later it will be compiled together. Roof floor elements of various cross-section elements like trapezoidal, V-shaped, channel, corrugated channel, all that can be easily developed. For example, your project of 4 semester, 6 semester project, you did extensive survey. The channel has to be running from the reservoir to the farmer field. So what type of channel you will be providing, students? What type? A ferro cement of channel is more effectively can be formed. The ferro cement channels can be used throughout, right? You have different types of shapes also available. In order to use them over longer spans, they needs could be pre-stressed or pre-tensioning or post-tensioning, so that deflection can be controlled within the permissible limits. So I think in the next year you'll be talking about, you'll be studying about what is pre-stressed element. In pre-stressed element, students, while we are casting, we have to pre-tensioning or we have to do post-tensioning of the reinforcement, and there we are using tendons, but here in ferro cement we are using a mesh which is not of that high strength, wherein pre-tensioning and post-tensioning can be done. But there's always a scope of research. There can be always a scope of research could be done, right, students? Thinking of what do you say, ferro cement in the research areas. It can be used in terms of pre-stressed elements. Okay, students. Okay, and now I'll stop here your class, and I'll take your attendance. Then you can move back to your regular class, next class. Any doubts? Did you all follow is my question? You are all very silent in the class. Huh? Yes, students.
Yes, ma'am.
You're all very silent, very good students. Huh? I'm worried here. What? Please answer your attendance and you can leave the meeting. Okay, students. Kishan Kumar, Naveen Kumar, Pawan BR,
Present, ma'am.
Raghu Chandan,
Present, ma'am.
Shreyas, Chetan Kumar SK, Darshan, Navneet,
Present, ma'am.
Chit,
Present, ma'am.
Ajit Kumar, Akshay K,
Present, ma'am.
Ambika, Akshay K,
Present, ma'am.
Ambika,
Akshay, present, ma'am.
yeah,
Ambika,
Arjun?
present, ma'am.
Arjun and
Present, ma'am.
Balachandra,
Present, ma'am.
Balaji,
Present, ma'am.
Bharat is Bhumika,
Present, ma'am.
Chirag, Dhanush,
Present, ma'am.
Geeta,
Present, ma'am.
Raj,
Present, ma'am.
Hariprasad, Harshit, Kaushik, Sana,
Present, ma'am.
Sana PS,
Present, ma'am.
Kiran Kumar,
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Mahesh R, Manoj M,
Present, ma'am.
Manoj Nandan,
Present, ma'am.
Mansoor, Meena, Nandish,
Present, ma'am.
Nandish Gowda,
Present, ma'am.
Nayana,
Present, ma'am.
Niroj, Nivedita,
Present, ma'am.
Pooja,
Present, ma'am.
Jules, Puniten, Nishant,
Present, ma'am.
Rabindas. Nishant is present, correct? Rabindas, Sachin,
Present, ma'am.
Chandu,
Present, ma'am.
Shravan Nayak, Shravani,
Present, ma'am.
Isha,
Present, ma'am.
Subhash, Chitra, Sushmita, Tar,
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
TK,
Present, ma'am.
Varun KP,
Present, ma'am.
Yashashwini, Chandrasekhar,
Present, ma'am.
Manoj,
Present, ma'am.
Hilal Wahid, Mohammad Mohsin,
Present, ma'am.
Momin Nisar, Musalin Masjid, Nityananda, Sandarsha,
Present, ma'am.
Santosh S, Shekhar K. Thank you all.